Yeah, I've done that too. And people are like, you don't even know me. I'm like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I love you.
To know it.
Because at the end of the day, what you're going to be thinking when you're writing home is like, that random nigga that I don't know told me he loved me. And it's going to help me.
Right.
And it's crazy this sounds like, when you tell somebody, when somebody tells you that they love you and they don't know you, that kind of gives me a little bit sense of like, I don't even know you, but I kind of trust you because you just told me you love me. You know what I mean? Like, you just told me that. You know what I mean?
Such a sap
like,
that way.
Like, we're just sap. Oh, you love me?
I'm the same way too. I'm like, oh, he said, because like, I think for me, it's more so like, because I'm always that for people, it's hardly ever like given back to me. So then when someone does it, I'm like, oh, you're a me. Okay,
Oh, sure.
But it's like, okay, you don't know this person. Like, chill out.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the He Said, She Said podcast. I am the one and only Coach Cody, and I'm here with
Nina Marie.
Okay. All right, we're gonna do it like that. We're gonna put some effects on that one. Y'all, what's up? Just to let y'all know, man, like when we be shooting these episodes, bro.
Right.
When you shooting the episode, bro, like it be late sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But we just be vibing.
I be thankful that, he be working with it.
I be working with it because she take like
I cooked. So
she did. Do you cook out? Most times she cook all the time.
Well, actually, like this particular season, I'm cooking more because before.
Yeah, she was. Pull that microphone just a tad bit closer to you. All right, so we can make sure that we hear you loud and clear. This episode, I think I don't want to say it's personal to me. I'm gonna take these headphones off because I want to make sure y'all see my haircut. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get my haircut.
Look at that. Look at that. Whoever his barber is. You trying to get him laid and slayed, huh?
BJ, shout out to my boy BJ, man. Out there at Cuts and Conyers. Right behind the Dunkin' Donuts, you know what I'm saying?
Trying to get them girls
right behind it. We talk about that today. I mean, not today, but Friday. BJ do my thing. And then after you get some this haircut, go right over there to Dunkin' Donuts, get you a nice little hot caramel. Now, depending on what season it is, you might get you an iced coffee or a hot coffee. But that donut, that Dunkin'
grandpas do.
Dunkin' versus Starbucks. Okay. I'll let y'all choose in the comments which one.
Starbucks is better. Comment what you think is better, Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks.
Dunkin', come on, bro.
On Starbucks,
come with it, bro.
Roll up.
You can't get no donut at Starbucks.
Get on the go.
Yeah, and you think Starbucks finna sponsor that? No. Anyways, this episode is entitled, and it was coming from a post that I made where I talked about, if you're not ready for a relationship, you're not ready for a leadership. We want to talk about this because I think it's going to go in so many different directions as to
Tamaya.
Relationships in general.
Come record a little bit.
Yes. And as a relationship coach, I kind of took a break from that, but when I get back in it, I'm gonna dig up in there. I'm gonna get all up in there, boy. All up in that thing, boy. But I was talking to somebody and they had told me prior to, they were like, I'm not ready for a relationship, but I feel like I am in a position to do proper leadership. Mm-hmm. And it kind of was, to me, is misleading because I feel like if you are considered to be a leader, you are required to have the ability to work and operate relationally.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. And this is where you currently are right now.
And this is where I'm currently am. Okay. I think I've always, like we said this in a couple episodes, like I'm just a relationship driven individual. Period. Like I believe in building relationships. I get to jobs and
I don't
honestly,
just walk it, I talk it. What you mean?
Yeah. And people that I don't even really want to build relationships with. It's just an automatic. Now, man, you cool, and now you want to hang out with me because you just vibing with me, and I'm like, bro, it's not like that. Definitely not like that, bro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I say that to say, like, I love how, for me, we have to. I literally just lost my train of thought, but that's okay. That's all right. The magic of editing. But and I think I could take that topic and put it in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about being in a relationship with your partner. Would you say your partner? Because I know.
Let's can we get some? Well, go ahead. We always talking about like romantic relationships, like.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it goes so many different ways.
Other relationships matter too. Okay?
Yeah, but I'm saying majority of us folk hone in on boyfriend, girlfriend,
and that's
relationships.
Sad because let me tell you something. If you don't know how to be a good friend, you're not going to be able to be.
And that's why. That's why I was going to go with this. That's exactly why I was going to go with this.
Like friendship is the best.
I personally, if you have not had one successful relationship with somebody that you were interested in, and I don't care if it worked out, if it didn't work out, I don't want to be friends with you. Because we tend to have more of a passion for somebody who I'm in a relationship with this person, so I have a little bit more compassion, love, respect for them because I love them. I'm in love with them.
Yeah.
If you can't handle that, like you can't handle me as a friend.
But then on the flip side, if you don't have a general compassion for like people, I value people because that's God's creation. Like I know that people have value. I'm not just gonna treat people any kind of way. And guess what? Anybody that you come in contact with, you're going to treat them well. You're going to treat them how you would like to be treated. You know what I'm saying?
But you have to have and be able to deal with people in a relationship standpoint. Like if you don't know nothing about relationships, if you can't have a simple conversation with somebody about, and let's just say a simple debate, and still have love for that person after y'all did not agree, then, bro, you're not ready for a relationship.
I mean, I think it just, in what context? Are you talking about just in general?
I'm just talking about in general. Like when I say I'm like I said, I'm a relationship coach. And I don't necessarily mean relationship, meaning like romantic relationship. I mean like relationship with your mom, relationship with your dad, relationships with your friends. Mm-hmm. If you're not ready for that, then you can't truly be what I would consider a leader.
Yeah. I think that, everything isn't like black and white when it comes to humans, but I do feel as though like, yes, a good rule of thumb is, hey, if I don't have a good relationship with my wife, or if I don't have a good relationship with my children, or if I don't have a good relationship with my friends, or if I don't have any friends, then how am I supposed to lead people? How am I supposed to, be a good leader? Because you have to want and have a desire to cultivate a good relationship with people to be a good leader. A leader isn't just like, you do what I say. And, because I was deemed a leader, I automatically get respect. I automatically, get to be able to tell you what to do. No, like one of the things that, I'm just going to bring it on to church, to the Bible. Okay. The greatest leader, Jesus. Like Jesus wasn't necessarily like, do what I say. You know what I'm saying? Like he sat with them. He did life with them. Like he listened to their problems, their stories. Like he was a friend. You know what I'm saying? And also too, he related to their humanity. So yeah.
Yeah. Something you said it was not so much as like do as I say, but excuse me, but do as I do. But do as I do. And that's something that stuck with me before my previous leaders would always say, hey, do as I do. And that to me says a lot because that means even if you see the unwanted parts of me, watch me watch me work.
Okay.
Meaning, yeah, I slipped up, but this is my bounce back.
Okay.
And you see how I came back from this, you can do the same thing. And I'm going to apply that to my life.
Yeah,
I do.
I do think that transparency is
transparency is very important.
To be a good leader.
Yeah. But I also believe that a lot of times I think we take transparency as, oh, they're human. No. You can be human and be transparent. And sometimes, a lot of times, I think what I've seen in the church is you. So there's a should I say okay, Pastor John Gray. I'm gonna put it out there. Love the man, powerful man of God, preaches his butt off. But how many times are you gonna dismiss this man for being a leader and you've cheated on your wife multiple times?
Ooh. He calling him out.
You know, but you my leader? Oh, he's human. He's human.
Mm. Yeah.
And that goes back to relationships. Like, I can't, me personally, now I've never been married to cheat. So I can't kind of
that dynamic and
get in that dynamic of that. Mm-hmm. But I can't be under a leadership where my pastor has disrespected his wife and his marriage and his kids multiple times. Yeah. I might give you a pass one time. Yeah. And even with that one time, I'm still kind of be like, when you want me to refer to you as my leader, when you don't even respect your wife.
I think I will say this. I think a man with integrity, the way you go about your transgression is for me. Like, let's say you do cheat on your wife and then you come humbly before the congregation or just any, group, any mistake that you make. If you're able to call yourself out and say, you know what, I did it. I made a mistake. I don't condone this behavior. And, yada, 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 whatever the reason why you did it, or if you want to disclose that, but you are humble in the fact that I messed up. And then you show people that I'm going to bounce back. Like you said, like, like I've seen my leader fall, but he fell with grace. He fell with humility. He fell growing. You know what I'm saying? I was able to see him grow as a person. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's important.
Yeah. But and this is kind of going different direction, I think. Mm-hmm. But how many times are we going to give him grace? Like, how many times did it take a man to cheat on his, and I don't want to keep saying it, but how many times is it going to take you to a fall from grace before I say, okay, enough is enough? You know what I mean? Like,
that cheating on the wife thing is really a tough situation. That's really tough because it's like, just like how he cheats, there are plenty of men in the congregation that are probably cheating as well. You know what I'm saying? He's just on spotlight. So that's, and
I agree. Rough. I agree, and it is because it's not put on the in the spotlight.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we kind of like dismiss it because it's not put on the spotlight. But I know from firsthand where I've seen people who weren't in the spotlight that have cheated, and we automatically kick this Negro out of church. Oh, we done with him.
No, that's not right.
Now we done with him, but pastor's doing it. Why can't I do it? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, now it's a problem because I do it, and he did it multiple times.
There is a level of protection that I do feel like pastors have, especially with the leadership. Leaders will literally band together and they will still stand by someone and then also co-sign for they shit. And that right there, I don't agree with that. For me, I think good leadership is like, okay, we're going to cover you, but we're still going to let it be known that we don't condone this. That is true, a good leadership team. You know what I'm saying? Right. Versus like, well, making excuses. No, don't make excuses because that's your friend. Like, don't do that. Like, just, it's okay. He fucked up.
It's like we give, and I hate to kind of make this a church thing, but it's like we give church and ministry a pass. Like, now if
why do you think that though? Like, what do you think is?
I think it's a mindset that he's just a man of God. He's if he's first a man. And me personally, I think myself, that's why I don't consider myself to be in a position to be leading a flock of people nowhere right now.
I'm sorry, but do you think that there are certain people in the church who rely on this person, and because of that, they have a sense of loyalty to that person?
I think a lot of people are, how does this about saying so rude?
Just say it. Disrespectfully.
Are in such a place of bondage with their leader to the point where if leader pissed on me,
he's still the man of God.
He's still a man of God.
He's a man of God.
If he cheated on his wife with me, he's still a man of God.
Yeah.
And I was just there for him. And I'm not trying to make this I'm not trying to make this a church thing, but I guess the question to me is like, why do we give grace to the one that should be handing out grace, I guess?
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I really don't know.
I kind of bring this to the whole Black Lives Matter situation.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, killing a black man is completely wrong. Completely wrong. But as soon as this white man shoots this black man down, stone him, cause him to lose his job. It's the same thing when your pastor molests you. Yeah. Same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah. But you keep giving pastor a little bit more grace. Mm-hmm. You keep giving a leader a little bit more grace. The question to me is I'm like, why?
But I will say this. How many pastors do you know that really get grace for cheating on their wives? A lot of them, once they cheat on their wives, they like, people really don't be fucking with them like that.
Nah.
I mean, other things like for instance, we know that we'll see pastors mistreat people and shun people and do the whole cliquey and favoritism stuff, and nobody holds them accountable for that. But when it comes to like somebody cheating, it's usually a debacle. It's usually in the headlines.
It's in the headlines, but that flock of people are still gonna hold their pastor down. They 9 times out of 10, I've seen it, and I hate to keep name dropping, but the whole Eddie Long situation that took place.
Oh yeah,
those people held that man down till the end of time, and some of it to this day, this man dead in his grave, and they still holding him down.
Eddie Long dead.
Yeah, Eddie been dead for a minute now. Oh, Eddie,
what he do?
That package. Nah, I don't know what he got. I'm not. Allegedly.
Oh yeah, I think he had cancer.
Yeah, I think it was cancer.
Yeah.
Allegedly. We don't know for sure.
Oh, was it HIV?
Allegedly. You gotta say allegedly on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna bring it to, something personal. Like, I was dating this guy, and, one thing about us living in this patriarchal system, I think that we're all conditioned to believe that a man should present himself in a way where he doesn't make, or like he always knows the answer, and he can never say, I don't know. And, I mean, it's a thing. Women will ask for instructions, but when it comes to men and getting directions, they're not going to ask for directions. They're just going to try to figure it out on their own. And, I'm going to use that example when it comes to their mindset to relationships. I feel like the same way that men don't like asking for directions when it comes to, driving, they will get lost for 30 minutes before they ask for directions because whatever reason, that pride or whatever it is, and I think it's the same thing with relationships. I think that men have this, thing in their heads that I'm going to figure it out for myself. But it's like, if you don't have the tools, if you don't have the knowledge, there's nothing wrong with asking someone for help. You're not a man. If anything, you're being a man by asking for help. And that's why I say, a lot of these men they lack guidance. They lack, proper leadership, because the men who raised them to think like this. The men that raised them, acted like that. Like, well, I saw my daddy try to figure it out. I saw my daddy, did it, or whoever was around them. Maybe it was a father figure or whatever, friend, whatever. That's what they saw. And so I think one of the things that, I couldn't articulate when I was dealing with him, I was like, I said, but the only thing I could say was, all the things that we have been through together, or just done, you don't think it's important to build a good rapport with me. And for whatever reason, I was also, I think, afraid to say, you don't think that it's good to be a good friend to me. Like, you don't think that. And back then I was so like intertwined with him to a way that he was able to like manipulate me in certain ways, like, make me question certain things. He would say, you don't think I'm a good friend to you? And it would make me, like, well, yeah, you are a good friend. But really, no. Like, I was afraid to say no, because I was afraid of him like walking away or shutting down, because that's what would happen. Whenever I would tell him the truth about what he's not doing, he would shut down. So telling the truth about my experience with this person did not produce good results. So, either way, the point of the matter is like, how are you going to, be a good leader in a relationship with a woman if you don't know how to be a good friend first? Like, if you don't have a desire within yourself to grow the fuck up and say, hey, you know what? In order for my relationships to be successful, just in general, there are certain like building blocks. There are certain like, ways that I need to be and think for me to have successful relationships. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep being in these cycles. And then you can play victim all you want and keep on blaming other people, but until you look at yourself in the mirror and see your hand and how you are and how your life is the way that it is because of how you are showing up, then, you're not going to be successful in your relationships. And the thing about it is it's okay to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm a shitty friend, or I've been a shitty, person to this person, but it doesn't mean that I'm not good. Like, I think that because we live in a society that's very black and white, if we say anything negative about ourselves, we automatically go to the extreme and say, well, since you're saying something negative about me, that makes me just all bad, versus like isolating the fact that no, in this area, yeah, you suck. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person, but this is an area where you need to grow in. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something that maybe as men, they have a problem with doing. And even women, people, you know what I'm saying? This isn't just for men. This is women as well. Like, women are leaders too. So I think that you can't be right all the time. You can't be someone that doesn't want to say that they're wrong. You're not going to be able to be in a healthy relationship with anybody, friendship or romantic, as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't learn how to, be in healthy relationships and stop your petty shit and all the rigmarole, then you're not going to be how are you going to be a good mother to your kids? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to be, a good leader in your community? So yeah.
Yeah. I think it's all ties back to like just having being able to build effective relationships. Mm-hmm. Because for me, like, one thing I've learned since being in this situation I'm in now is that, again, I'm just relationship driven. I mean, you talked about in the previous episode about me being the type of person where I could come into a church and kind of like, hey, this is what needs to be fixed here. Mm-hmm. But the only reason I'm able to do that is because I come in and I build relationships with these people. Yeah. To recognize, like, such and such is complaining about this, such and such is complaining about that. But
isn't it naturally that you do?
I think it just it's not. I think it even works on my job. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I come in and I immediately am. Let me say this. I think the biggest thing is people have to enter into, and I'm just not going to say a relationship. I'm going to say an environment with the mindset of, I hate to use this word because the mindset to serve.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not here to gain nothing out of this, being at this church. I'm not here to gain nothing out of being at this job. You know, even if you coming for a paycheck,
mm-hmm.
you know, if such and such like me, cool. If they
you
don't,
genuinely have a desire to help.
I don't even want to say I have a desire to help. I just have a desire to not expect anything in return. And
but you do though. Like you do.
I don't. But
want to be appreciated.
I want to be appreciated. I think it's a desire of mine. But if I don't get it, I'm okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If this clique of people at my job accept me, cool. If they don't, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? After these 8 hours, I ain't got to see y'all niggas no more. Right? See y'all tomorrow. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I entered in this church and I don't click with these people, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna try to fit no mold or nothing. I just come in like, you know, I come in, I'm DeCoide. And just come in and be DeCoide. And if you can't accept, let me not say that. Because maybe I have. I don't think I've met somebody who doesn't accept me for just being me.
Okay. But yeah. I think like naturally you have certain characteristics that a lot of people really have to learn in life. So like even me, like life has had to like teach me how to be a better leader, you know, because for me, I have a very, you know, black and white or even just a duty type of mindset of like, if it's right, who gives a fuck about who it's coming from? Just do it because it's right. But, you know, God had to humble me and let me know like, hey, that's not how I am with you. Like, even for you to warm up to me, Nina, I had to humble myself and get to, and show you my heart for you.
And prove.
Show you. Yeah, I wasn't too big of a God to prove my love to you or show you that how much I'm here for you. And I think it works the same way with other people. It doesn't mean that you have to prove your worth, right? Don't get it confused. But it is an understanding of humanity that when people know that you care, they are more apt to follow. They're more apt to listen. They are more apt to take what you're saying, you know, because they know that you care. And I'm still learning that. I have to call myself out when it comes to my family. I think that one of the things that I need to still work on is telling my family members how much I care for them. And then also showing that more, you know, without like, cause you know, in Black families, you know, I love you. Like, you know, hey, but as I get older and I see that I need those affirmations, I need you to tell me sometime that like, I care about you. You know what I'm saying? So if I know I need it, then I'm sure that there are people who are in my life that also need to hear me say, you know, I love you. And then also need to see me caring for them and doing certain things and, you know, taking notice in certain things. And then that will kind of soften their heart and they'll be more receptive to what I'm saying to them.
I think it's all based off of, can I trust you?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But it's like, I guess it's hard for people to trust you when
you haven't given me a reason to trust you.
Yeah.
You know,
I think in my case, it's a special situation. So it's not like black and white, but in the case that what you're saying, where like you're coming into a situation where you don't know these people, they don't know you. So it's easier to identify like, yeah, you can't just be coming up in a place, this person don't even know you and you not show them that you're trustworthy or that you actually, you know, have genuine intentions for them. So like, duh. In a family dynamic, it's kind of weird.
And it is. I agree. It is. I don't know. I guess I'm just cut from different cloth. You know what I mean? Like I love my family. Yeah. I do. But if y'all accept me, cool. If not, God has sent me a Nina. God has sent me a Brittany, and it is what it is. You know. Mm-hmm. But one thing I think what I have learned from my grandmother is this: like one thing about her is like, you can have a conversation with her 5 minutes. Conversation probably ain't gonna be 5 minutes. Probably gonna be like 3 hours. Because she's gonna start asking you all these questions and stuff, and you're just gonna be like,
I don't have time for this.
I don't have time for this. But you gonna always leave, like, one thing she gonna say is, I love you. Like, and I think that's something that I kind of have genuinely picked up. And I just literally be like, I love you. And then people like, you don't even know me.
Yeah, I've done that too. And people are like, you don't even know me. I'm like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I love you.
To know it.
Because at the end of the day, what you're going to be thinking when you're writing home is like, that random nigga that I don't know told me he loved me. And it's going to help me.
Right.
And it's crazy as it sounds. Like, when you tell somebody, when somebody tells you that they love you and they don't know you, that kind of gives me a little bit sense of like, I don't even know you, but I kind of trust you because you just told me you love me. You know what I mean? Like, you just told me that. You know what I mean?
Like, that way.
Like we're just sap. Oh, you love me?
I'm the same way too. I'm like, oh, he said, because like I think for me, it's more so like, because I'm always that for people, it's hardly ever like given back to me. So then when someone does it, I'm like, oh, you're a me. Okay,
Like, oh, shucks.
But it's like, okay, you don't know this person, like, chill out. But like low key though, like, I know this is like off topic, but piggybacking on that. Okay.
Thank you.
God has taught me that don't put too much weight or confidence in the vessel. Just remember that vessel is being used by me. So if you get someone that comes to you and does a nice gesture or, whatever like that, then understand that that's God's way of letting you know that he loves you and that he's taking care of you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're someone that has like, abandonment issues like me and, you've been deprived of like, community and friends, you be happy when you get friends like friends, because, you don't always have that shit. But so for me, I have to be careful, with like latching myself on to people because they're being nice to me. It's like, okay, it's okay that this person is, being nice to me. And just remember that this is God's way of, letting me know that this person cares for me. And then another thing that God has taught me too, is that let people prove that they are who they say they are to you. If they are if they say that they are a certain person, let them show you. Like you'll see the fucking fruit. Like real, and that goes back to like leadership too. Like if you're a leader, you're not just gonna talk the talk. You're gonna walk the walk as well. You can't be a good leader if you don't have integrity.
And not to cut you off, but let me just really touch on that because as a leader, you can walk the walk all day. You know what I mean? But how many people are you gonna turn around for and say like, you know what, Nina failed back there. Let me go help her out.
That's walking the walk.
Yeah, but a lot of people.
I said, don't talk the talk, actually walk the walk.
But I think the church has considered that as a leader, you just keep walking. We still follow him. He's still doing his thing, but you done lost 5 people back.
Oh, okay. You taking it to another level. All right.
You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Because a lot, like I said, I think I know this from firsthand. A lot of people think that as a leader, you're gonna keep pressing, even though you go through your own personal issues. You're gonna keep pressing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But how many people have you? How much of a leader are you really? If you get to your destination, you lost 20 people.
Yeah, but that's tough because another thing too that God has taught me when it comes to leaders is that they are not your savior. They are not God. Just like how you only have enough for a certain amount of people, so do they. Yes, they might be over the church, but just like it just reminds me of the scripture where, Moses was basically taking on all this responsibility, listening to all the people's problems, and his wife's father came to him and was like, you need to delegate things so that you don't have to be up all night listening to all these people's problems. You need to have a system in place. You need to have, people that can handle this and handle that. You shouldn't be doing all this shit by yourself because you're not, So I think that although I agree with what you're saying, because there are some leaders that do lose their way and they forget about, hey, you used to be that person. Don't just walk, But I also, on the flip side, understanding that they're human too. They're not God. They can't take care of everybody. You know what I'm saying? And to expect for them to save everybody. That's a lot on a person.
Right. And I'm not necessarily saying you got to take care of everybody. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying from a perspective of if I'm respecting you enough to follow you to a destination, mm-hmm. and I trip and break my ankle, and you keep walking, mm-hmm. there's a problem.
All I'm saying is, look, if you got to keep walking because, whatever, at least have a system in place or people in place that, hey, such and such fell back there.
Yeah, I got a team of people that can do that. Don't get me wrong, do that. But you better come back there and check on me too. You better come back there and check on me too.
Everybody in the congregation?
No, I ain't saying everybody. I'm just saying if I'm following Nina and I fall and twist my ankle,
everybody.
Nina can send somebody back there to check on me, but Nina better come back there and check on me too. Because
that's like for small churches. You can't do that for big churches.
I'm sorry, no. I need a phone call or something.
Don't listen to Cody.
I don't care. I need a phone call because I'm the type of leader that hey, you said she went through a divorce. Let me call and check on her.
You're not gonna do that for everybody, Cody.
I am gonna do that for everybody. This type of person I am. I ain't saying I'm gonna be up there and be a whole conversation with you on the phone, but I'm gonna make sure you all right. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna do.
I don't believe it.
Let me. All right, you know what? God bless you. Let me pray for you. Do that mean I'm gonna come back tomorrow? No, probably not. But I did. You can say that my leader checked on you. You can say that your leader checked on you.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay. Make sure you in this clip area you put the girl on Friday where she was like, okay.
Okay. That's what they say. But what was we literally another episode where we just
but we talked about some good stuff though.
Yeah, we definitely did. I think that the biggest thing I'll take away from this is like because I'm relationship driven. Like I'm just so, and it's just a season I'm in too, where like I have a passion for building relationships with people in general. And I also have a passion on understanding what your role is in the relationship that we're building, or what my role is in the relationship that we're building. Okay.
But you know what you need to also do? You're so focused on showing up for people that you need to also look at what is their relationship.
And I think that, and I agree. I think that's something too I'm also learning. Like, I'm not just saying, okay, what is my role here? Mm-hmm. But what are you also, I hate to use the word bring to the table because I think there's a lot of times where some people don't have nothing to bring to the table.
But we're not talking about that because I'm sure that you're understanding in those type of situations. Right. I'm talking about the times where these janky ass people have came into the play, and then guess what? The same system that you had for that person who had nothing to bring to the table, you can't bring that same system to this person who actually can bring something, but they choose not to, and they want to take advantage of it because you're giving. No, what you got to bring to the table? Because I know you got something.
Right, but that something has to benefit me in a way where our relationship continues to be effective. Mm-hmm. Like you can't and I think a lot of times we also got to understand too, like there are seasons, Nina might not need a dude to show her affection this season. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm good on that. You know what I mean?
I need it every fucking season. Yeah. It hasn't happened yet.
But right now I need some support.
I don't. And
you don't bring that to the table right now.
So whoever comes, bring support with your ass. Because if you don't, God gonna clear you out without a doubt.
She said, God gonna clear you out.
Because leave it up to me. You know me, my weak ass.
Yeah. I went over to the house again.
Once I like you, oh my God, like that is an area where I have not mastered yet. So thank you, Lord, for clearing them out for me.
Yeah, God be clearing them out for her.
And for your ass too. Hell.
He do. You right, he does.
Both of us, when it comes to people are
a lot of times for me, they clear themselves out. You know what I'm saying? God, I'll be like, God, why you do that? I ain't nothing to do with that. I ain't nothing to do with that time now.
Yeah.
I told her, hey, this. And she told that. So, But I'm glad they cleared that stuff out. Because it made way for better.
Great booty.
some big old
apple booty.
Apple booties.
You know who you are. Because you a star.
Oh, don't do that now. Yeah.
We're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. Y'all, it has been another episode of the He Said, She Said podcast. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Pretty little bit. We're on TikTok sometime. Be on my page.
I'm trying to get that up. You know.
Yeah, we're going to get it up for y'all. We can get it up. And this has been great. You know, it's been awesome. Shout out to our producer,
Tamaya. I've been forgetting her damn name the whole day. It's not my fault. Blame my memory, okay? Because I know who y'all are. I'm sorry, girl.
Just, I don't know. Yeah. All right, y'all. Bye, y'all.
Peace.
Bye.
Yo. Can you hear me? No. Welcome to the He Said.